Hello, everyone. Welcome. My name is Trisha with Boot Camp to Consciousness. Thank you for being here. I love you. If you're new to my channel, I just want to preface that I am not a spiritual teacher. I am not a guru. I am not a public speaker. Take everything I have to say here with a grain of salt. I'm merely here to share my experiences on the self-awareness path. So with that being said, today I want to talk about boundaries and how important they are and how critical and vital they are when you are on the path to self-awareness. Just going to give you a little story here real quick. I was a manager in retail, and I had this one cashier constantly call me every 5 minutes. And she had a lot of anxiety because she was afraid of doing the wrong thing. And instead of me setting boundaries, I would constantly save her. And so therefore, she knew every time she called me that I would save her. And like, for instance, one day the truck came in. We have lots of stuff to put on the shelf. She was filling the liquor aisle. And she's like, Trisha, not even over the intercom, just like out loud. And I'm like, yeah. She's like, I can't find this. I'm like, did you look? And she didn't look. She just wanted me, because she couldn't find it within a certain time, for me to tell her what it was. And I had filled the liquor aisle, many a time. So I knew exactly where it was. 5 minutes later, same thing. And, no matter what department she was working in, no matter if she was on the register, she just overwhelmed herself. And she had so much anxiety that was like thrown onto me. And I was like, whoa, what is happening here? And I got frustrated and started, resenting her. And so I brought this situation to my therapist. And she said, well, why don't you try this? So I said, okay. So the next day I went to work and I said, hey, you know what? I know you're smart. I know you can do this. I know you're anxious about a lot of things, and that's okay. Just breathe and, process everything that you've learned on this job and follow through. And I said, so I want to empower you not to call me every 5 minutes. And I want you to go through these steps, A, B, and C. And if you can't figure it out after A, then try B. If you can't figure it out after B, then try C. If you can't figure it out after A, B, and C, then call me and I will help you. And I said, I know you can do this. I am supporting you, and I have no doubt in my mind that you are capable of doing this. And so she's like, okay. She kind of got excited. And that day, that night, I said, you know what? You haven't called me once. She's like, I know, I did. And she was so proud of herself, and she empowered herself. And she felt good about it. And I said, continue this, continue this path of taking control and empowering yourself, because you can do it. Get out of your head that's saying that you can't do it. And I was so proud of her. And it benefited both of us, because all her anxiety wasn't thrown onto me, and she empowered herself and felt good about herself. So it was a win-win. So setting boundaries is so important, because it protects our energy, right? And if you're an empath, sometimes this is hard to do because you care so much and you want to help, but sometimes it drains you of energy, and it's not good. So, we have to protect our energy physically, emotionally, and mentally, for our well-being. And relationships, you have to set boundaries and say, wait a minute, you know what? I need something back too. And, we need to create a safe space where we have these expectations, and, it ensures us that we communicate, listen to each other, don't cross those boundaries. And, what am I looking for? It doesn't cause resentment in the relationship. And setting clear boundaries is a, it's a pure sign of self-respect. So when you set those clear boundaries, you're saying to that other person, I value my energy, and I need you to understand that I value and treasure and deserve to be treated with dignity and self-respect, right? And then the last one probably is, it allows you to live like in a relationship, whether it's a work relationship, a family relationship, any kind of relationship. It allows you to live authentically, because when you live authentically and you communicate and the other person knows how to interact with you, they know your boundaries, you're more likely to express your thoughts, your true thoughts, your feelings, your needs. And this can only bring you in alignment with your values and beliefs, and you have a much more fulfilling relationship. So that's why it is so important. I know it's not easy. It really isn't, but be committed to that. Listen to your body, because your body knows. The minute we've all had that phone call where you're having the best freaking day of your life, you're like, oh my God, I feel so good. I just, I'm so happy. I'm joyful. I feel really good. And then the phone rings or the door, knock on the door, and you're like, okay. And an hour later, you're like, what the frick just happened? I was feeling so good. And you talked to me for an hour, and it was basically a dumping session. And now I've taken on all of that negative energy from you, and now I'm ready for a nap. And you're walking away happy because you were able to release all that. So be mindful, because your body will know. It'll start. So that's why it's really important to pay attention and be in the moment, be in the now, because as soon as they start dumping their shit and expect you to pick it up is when you'll notice you'll be a little tight. You'll start having anxiety. You're just like, here's the phone. I don't want to listen to you anymore, but you won't hang up. And I just want to point something out too, that it doesn't mean that you lack empathy. It doesn't mean that you're not compassionate. It merely means that you are taking care of yourself. That's called self-care, protecting your energy. Because there's so many energy vampires out there that will suck the energy right out of you. So, be aware of the signs. Set boundaries. And they may not like it, but you got to stick with it. Otherwise, your emotional, physical, and mental well-being is being sacrificed. So there you have it. Just wanted to express how important boundaries are when you're on the self-awareness path. So I appreciate you being here. If you know anybody that can value from this video or any other videos I've done, please like, share, comment. Let's grow this channel. Let's, as a collective, work towards self-actualization, self-awareness, omnipresence, peace, joy. It is possible. It takes work. It's uncomfortable, but commit to yourself and you will see huge changes. If I can do it, you can do it. So have a wonderful day. I love you. Namaste.